Alright. Moving into set number 4, we have skipped over set number 3 as it was a walkover, so Russia is up 2-1. In the top, in the top left position is TTF, who is orange. And at 10. And in the bottom left is the purple Protoss Fold Asia Pacific, and that is 7 o'clock. And reset the score, and we're good. Alright. Right. Is Fold capitalized? Fold is not capitalized. Cool. Alright. So.
Another PVT.
Another PVT, indeed. And we skipped over the last PVT. Because apparently, Starmint plays... Like, I saw his matchup list when he was initially reported. Did you see what his matchups were?
No.
His matchups were Zerg versus Protoss, Protoss versus Terran, Terran versus Zerg. And I was like, wow, really? Really? It's just, I found that really funny. We need, eventually we are going to run into problems of people, like, not having a matchup in common. I think that's...
14 Nexus. No, 12 Next. 12 Next. 12 Next.
12 next.
Do it.
There we go. 12 next going down. Eventually we are going to have that problem. It would probably involve Spectre, who wants to play 2 mirror matchups, and then somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like, well, we don't have any matchups in common. What do we do now? And then we're gonna force them to play random versus random. That should be a rule. Like, if there is no matchup in common, you both play random versus random.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Ah.
And then, like, make a rule, don't tell the other guy, you're not allowed to tell the other guy what raise you rolled. Because that just makes it even more awesome.
So TTF is gonna scout Fold on last position, while Fold is 12 maxing.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. But if he goes for a 2-fact, it really doesn't matter. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but he's not making any more Marines.
Indeed he's not. Not yet.
Boom. Oh.
Marine almost gets that rope. Not quite. Not quite.
And call. I just called GTF's build.
Very nice, very nice. We do in fact have a 2-fact coming out from him. So, 2-fact versus 12 necks. Not the best. Certainly not the best. Alright, we'll see what he can do. I mean, this is gonna be... Excuse me. This is gonna be the 3rd 2-fact game in a row now. So... we know how it works versus Proxy Reaper. Yeah. I don't know, man. 12 necks into Proxy Reaper?
There is no proxy building for Porter, so it will be kinda hard to do it.
No, it's not too late for him. Too late for him to go 12 necks into Proxy Reaper. That would, like, completely fake out your opponent. No idea what's going on. We do have 2 machine shops going down from TTF, so we will expect him to be mostly going tanks and just a very strong push. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't been making more Marines. He is up to 4, but it seems like he could be a bit higher by now. And yeah, he's stopping at just 4. Marines are going to be quite nice in taking up the shots, since I don't think he's going to have a good number of vultures out anytime soon.
Bad dog.
Yeah. Probably that's one of the problems that comes with having a nice mic. One is you can now hear that dog. The second is I'm not allowed to fart anymore. Oh well. First world problems, I guess.
Well,
So, probe C's, a couple Marines in the tank, threatening to come out. They're not coming out quite yet, though.
and both vultures upgrades.
Ooh, he is getting double vulture upgrades? Huh, he is. Alright. So, not that heavy on the tanks. Just going to start out with 3, and then reinforcing with speed vultures with mines. Alright, Fold needs to be very careful here. He really could not afford to throw away any of his early units now. And the Zealot's not going to be terribly helpful in here. I mean, it could just kind of absorb damage for the goons, and that's about it. I don't think it's ever going to be able to close enough to actually hit anything. Very first Vulture goes down, and very nice taking it out before any of the mines got down. Certainly would have been nice for TTF to get those mines down, even if they were just defending his own base against a backstab. But a little bit over aggressive. And now starting to move in once again. Only 2 SCVs? Yeah, only going to go with 2 SCVs. And here come the Dragoons stepping forward, but there are a lot of tanks. Are they going to be able to pick off enough of them? The Zealot actually is doing good damage because there's not a lot of micro from the Marines. And the Dragoons, how did he not lose a single Dragoon? There are 2 Dragoons at 8 health. No Dragoons
Problem
die.
is his main base now.
Yeah. There are certainly some mines being lined up, but there's a Zealot. The Zealot can tank some of those mines for him. And there are Dragoons in the main base to help out with clearing these mines. There's a Robo down, and the Observatory is just finishing in, but these Vultures can get a lot of damage before the Dragoons can get back. There we go. The Vultures are taking down some pretty nice probe control. And yeah, these Dragoons are just scared outside the base. They don't want to move in until the Observer comes out. So these Vultures are going to rack up a lot of damage. TTF.
Oh, goon! I mean, the mine killed like 6 probes or so.
Just barely caught that. Yeah. Unfortunate mine hit. And Fold, he was being very cautious about not moving around too much with his goons, and it's still going to get hit by it. This Dragoon is probably not going to die. I don't think both mines will go off, but certainly going to take a hit.
Zealot is gonna scout out the
that.
natural of TTF while the tank in a pretty nice spot is spotted it.
In like the ridiculous spot that I didn't even think was a place you could put units when I first saw this map. It does not look like you should be able to walk onto that, but no.
It's clearly a tank spot.
Yeah. Like, okay, why did you have to make it stylistically look like no unit could enter it? Why couldn't you just make it? Why couldn't you still have it out there, but just not have these little crackly parts?
I don't know.
Alright. So, now, Fold took a lot of probe damage, but since he got his expo so quickly, and TTF still doesn't have his expo, he's going to manage to have a better economy out on the other side anyway. Soon this command center will be done, he'll be able to float it out, but until then, TTF is just gonna have to deal with it. Alright, getting an armory up, it looks like next. Start to get some +1 upgrades. A little bit too early for Goliaths.
I'm wondering why Fold isn't going out trying to clear the mines or connect with his 4 Dragoons which are out on the field. Okay, now he's doing it.
I'm wondering what TTF is doing with this barracks. It's like clearly meant for scouting, but it is not scouting anything. I think
maybe he wanted to use it in his 2-factory push, but because he had to sack his tanks in order for his vultures to go in, he kinda didn't use it.
I think the idea right now is to have it scout for drops, but
yeah.
It's not in a good position to scout for drops. It should be over to the left. Not that any drops are coming. I don't. Oh. Just as I say that, a shuttle pops out. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Are these just for bombs, or are we actually going to try to drop some slow lots? Probably just for bombs. Vulture's trying to poke in, not going to get anything going. Yep, he is going to be pushing out. A pretty scary army right now with that many dragoons and a shuttle. But on the same token, siege tanks, going to be hard to get through. And there aren't quite that many zealots. So Fold's going to have to be pretty careful about how he decides to drop them. It looks like drawing a lot of tanks up to the high ground here. And the barracks saw the shuttle fly over. I don't think he's seen the dragoons push out necessarily. Vulture certainly saw them when they were trying to duck in there, but I don't know if he has quite full information about the count here.
I don't think he can attack there. There are too many tanks.
The tanks are ignoring him. He could just try to snipe a probe here. Looks like that's what he's going to try to do. No.
Oh,
Not
Goliath.
finish it off.
Goliath.
Yes, indeed, a couple of Goliaths coming out. So, shuttle should be careful.
Shuttle!
Or not. You know, that's cool. You don't need to be careful. That's fine. We have a missile turret and a couple comsats. So, the comsats, they're going to be getting him a little bit of scouting, even though he's so pressed at his base. Though I say that, he has done a good job of managing to sneak out vultures consistently, and catches some probes on the transfer. There is even a dragoon there, but the dragoon's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Meanwhile, TTF is going to start to move out. Those dragoon... Nope, only one. Other one barely makes it out.
And Fold is going for Arbiter.
Indeed, he has his third base out, although this base is just a mineral only, and a mineral only under siege. Oh. Apparently the vultures could slip through that pylon. Yes, they definitely can, because the dragoon just slipped through it. So... decorative pylon? Yes. It's one of those walls that people put up, and then when the vultures are coming in, they just see it and go, "Oh, I can't get through that. It's a pylon," and back off. But really,
yeah.
And you're just kind of hoping the guy doesn't actually check. And he didn't, because the pylon took a bit of damage from the vultures as they were shooting at it before TTF realized, wait, you can't wall that way over this map. So, Fold is getting his arbiters. Does he have a forge? Because he doesn't have any upgrades right now. No, it doesn't look like he even has a forge. So Fold will be playing from behind in terms of upgrades, as TTF's 1-1 is already on the way. Has one attack upgrade up.
TTF played with a pretty low factory count for a pretty long time and just made tank only. And with upgrades and with the third command center, and just now added on factories until 5. So it will take a little while, but then he will push out with a pretty good force. So let's see if the Arbiter is fast enough and Fold has good enough macro to defend it.
Alright. So, Stasis is almost done, but Fold hasn't started his first Arbiter yet. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So, kind of a small thing from Fold, but really, there's no reason to get that Stasis so early, because the Arbiter doesn't even come out with enough energy, and the Arbiter takes a really long time to make in the first place. Alright. So, looks like we have the control tower and the science facility going down for TTF, as his 1 armor upgrade is getting pretty close to being done, so he needs the science facility anyway. And we'll start to incorporate some EMPs and science vessels into his army. Trying to bust into this base once again, but that goon is going to do a good enough job of blocking the hole. Not going to quite have enough time.
Oh, close.
Almost. There is a forge from Fold, so he is just now starting +1, where TTF is just finishing his second upgrade.
TTF is making even more tanks. I mean, he has nearly tank only.
Yeah, I mean, he's been building some vultures, but every vulture he's built, it's just to bend to try to harass. And got some great harass off at the very beginning, but hasn't been able to do any damage since, really. But you know, tanks are pretty strong, so I guess it's better to be making only tanks rather than only vultures.
Yay, Arbiter is out. And also some High Templar.
There we go.
Storm is nearly done.
Indeed it is, and also what's nearly done is recall. So, yeah, I guess Fold can have some options for trying to take this on, but I mean, with that many tanks, I would really be hesitant about wanting to attack. Just let...
Oh, there's a dropship off. Yeah, you just caught it. Dropship with 2 tanks died.
Ooh, 2 tanks. I'm actually... Yeah. In Fold's position, you don't want to be attacking into this. If TTF's not going to move, then just let him not move. And you can go and take as many bases as you want. You really want TTF to be forced to move out and try to get into a worse position to defend against an attack than that one. We do have some vultures coming down, and going to try once again to do some damage. Can they pick up the cannon? Indeed they can. Pick up the cannon, and we'll get a couple of probes here. I think they can get even a little bit farther forward to try to target down more. There we go. Getting a little bit farther forward, and that's actually going to be quite a few probe kills here. 7 between them. Yeah, 7 probe kills. Oh, 8 probe kills between them.
Yeah, they killed quite a lot, I think. Given that it was only 2 vultures and Fold had enough army to just stop them.
Alright.
But Fold is nearly maxed, and now he has to whittle down the Terran force, or maybe go carrier after securing some more bases, I guess.
Yeah. Now, Ground Zero is a ridiculously big map, and there are a lot of expansions on this map. It's one of the maps with the most expansions. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for Fold, because on the positive side, it means that Fold can expand as much as he wants, and just take all the bases he could possibly need, and they'll be pretty safe because Terra needs to move so far to get to them to attack. On the flip side, though,
it doesn't look like TTF is going to move out anytime.
Right.
So,
and that's on the other side. On the other side, there are so many expansions, you can't starve out the Terran. Terran can sit there for a really long time and just creep and creep and creep and take more bases, and there will just continuously be more bases for him to take. So it's kind of weird for Protoss to be playing a waiting style against it, because it definitely has its advantages, but at the same time, the waiting doesn't hurt your opponent really. TTF is just he's fine, just chilling here with a lot of tanks.
And Fold is getting fleet bacon.
Ooh.
In his main, but he hasn't started carriers right now.
I don't think he's gonna go carriers. I think he's gonna go D-web.
Why should he go D-web?
This map is terrible for carriers, and with an opponent so dug in like this, I bet he thinks he can get some really nice D-webs off to really turn the battle.
Yeah, but with carriers you can force him to move out. Otherwise you just camp the cliff and deny him the natural top right while you get your bases middle right. Like the one at 3, I guess. And it will be pretty hard for him to move out of his tank turret line. I mean, we can see on the resource tab that Fold is maxed and has like 2k minerals and gas nearly, while TTF isn't maxed and doesn't really have that many overmins. So yeah, Fold is in the lead. He just needs to not do stupid things, but it's kind of hard to do it with all the turrets and tanks around.
Yeah, he's getting +1 air weapons and air armor. So, I guess he will be going carriers? Yeah, there's the carrier upgrade. Okay. I guess he's just going to wait for 2 more Arbiters to pop out first. And he really only has 2 Stargates. Did I count? Unless he's hiding them at another... Oh, there they are. There we go, yeah, this is carriers. Okay. So, I guess... I don't know, there are a lot of turrets around, and that's going to slow down the carriers. They don't really stop the carriers, but it's going to buy TTF enough time to get Goliaths. As many Goliaths as he needs.
That is many tanks.
Yeah. You know what? Normally you want some vultures to like eat some shots for the tanks, try to protect them. But TTF's just like, forget that, man. I'm just going to use tanks to eat the tank. Yeah, exactly. Tanks to tank for the tanks.
Oh, EMP Arbiter.
Yo, that would have been a really nice stasis. But instead, we have storms! More storms! Duh. No, no more storms. Just one really nice one. And all the good Dragoons are dead. Alright. So, how are we doing with the carriers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Honestly, that was kind of what Fold needed to do there. He didn't have the supply to build any more carriers. He kind of had to throw away that many Dragoons to free him up in supply, and now he's back to being maxed. Man, don't ban people because they're mad. Oh. Ooh. 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 Fold with some very nice storms there. Looks like the Dark Templar got accidentally killed by incidental splash, but man, those storms have taken a huge chunk out of TTF's army, as TTF is trying to mount his pretty much first attack since the very beginning of the game. Alright. Carriers still need a little bit more time, but they're obviously going to be very effective now down here where there's no Goliaths and no turrets to help out. It's just, can they get out here? Certainly not going to hide them for any extended period of time, just going to use them as soon as those first 2 come out, but with no interceptors they won't be able to do damage too fast. A couple of Arbiters coming in from the back. Are there any Goliaths? I don't see a single Goliath.
Fold is attacking on the left side to kill the 5th base of TTF, but he lifted it fast enough. And Shuttle at the bottom right natural, probably going for some sea bombs, maybe. Not really bombing, but they still kill the tanks.
Alright. Well, I guess he's going to forfeit the natural and just try to stall as long as he can before he's forced to use his carriers. But now, really not a whole lot else he can do. The carriers are coming out, and what's TTF's response going to be to this? He doesn't have anything he can do here. Looks like they're targeting the science vessel first. Interesting, doesn't want to get EMP'd, I guess.
Nice solids on tank action again.
Oh, there's some DTs. There's a good number of DTs here. And yeah, it looks like they're not going to lose too much in the main. Protoss is going to be fine.
That push died really quick now.
But yeah. Huh. Alright. He's making Goliaths now, right? Nah. Oh, there we go. There's some Goliaths. And he should have the Goliath upgrade. He has so many turrets for anti-arbiter play that it's just going to be slow for the carriers to move in. It's just going to slow them down even more and really kind of limit the cliff harass they can do. And this is why I thought he wouldn't go carriers in the beginning of the game, because it can be so hard to move carriers out across the middle of the map safely.
But yeah, the only position where he doesn't have turrets is like the top right bases. Recall? No. But no, it's not Dodie. No.
Alright. So we have 7 carriers right now. Pretty healthy carrier count, and they're going to be able to certainly take out top right very quickly. 3 turrets do not stand up to carriers very long. Where are the Goliaths? Like, there should be a lot more Goliaths from TTF at this point. He's making vultures. Why are you making vultures at all?
I'm not sure. Maybe he wants to
counter. There's a reason to make.
There's
a reason to make tanks versus carriers, because you want something that can deal with the goons. You don't want dragoons and Templars to just stomp all over the Goliaths. But vultures, a little bit of a counterattack down at bottom right. There is 1 Goliath here versus the 2 interceptors. Man. Alright. That's a... I guess it's a valid point. He has taken 4 bases, but it's 4 bases that where only 2 of them have gases.
Yep.
I thought he could pump out a few more Goliaths, but I guess that's all he can really do at this point. Make more vultures.
Fold want to take the 9 o'clock expansion, but it's being destroyed by vultures right now. Yeah, the 9 one.
The 2-2 has finished on the carriers, so the carriers have very nice upgrades. Goliaths at 3-1, so pretty good upgrades for them as well.
Wow, carriers taking all the way. They're going all the way to defend the left expansion.
A little bit late. I guess they can save the pylon. Man. This is all TTF can do, really. I mean, he doesn't have... He's not moving on with his Goliaths, so he can just try to tax Fold and try to really crunch Fold's APM here. And just spread out his attention, send vultures in every direction, and force Fold to respond. Wow. There's like 3 floating buildings here.
Yeah.
To help the turrets see interceptors, I guess. Unfortunately, gonna lose a command center that way. Alright. So, the carriers are slowly moving in. They're taking out the turrets, and he really does have a really high number at this point, up to 10. Meanwhile, on the other side, a huge mess of units, really. I thought it was just more vultures at the first, but there's a lot of Goliaths here, too. A huge bunch of units attacking bottom right, and it's just going to force the carriers back. And every time they cross the map like this, it's just a little bit of a risk that you're going to run into a pack of Goliaths. Recalled? Are we recalling carriers?
Oh yeah. He just recalled that.
He really just recalled carriers. Okay. Sure. Why not recall carriers? That's one way to get them around the battlefield quickly. Sure. It's gonna work. He's gonna defend that base. There's not enough Goliaths here, unless they can get pretty lucky here and catch the carriers out in the open. I mean, they're gonna catch them out in the open, but can they do enough damage quickly enough? Oh, no. Can he even get one?
It's not dying.
No. That one low health carrier just refuses to die. And apparently he did lose one, because now he's at 9 carriers. Man. Yeah. Now that TTF has a significant number of Goliaths, we're really going to see Fold struggle to move his carriers around. because he can't be flying them across the map. Even though he can kill this amount of Goliaths and kill them pretty easily, it's just going to cost him too many carriers, and it just won't be worth it in the end.
Oh
no! The map! It's too open for this! Fold!
Where are all the goons?
I'm not sure. He's a lot of gas. He's a lot of gas right now, and not a whole lot of minerals, as he's mined out on his first 3 bases. TTF is also mined out on his first 3, and the Goliaths are coming in again.
Oh, no.
This is why we need Katrina back, so that this doesn't happen when you try to move your carriers around the map. Oh man, 7 carriers left at the moment. They do have 3 attack upgrade, so 3/2 carriers right now.
TTF is nearly outmined, but he has 4k minerals and like no supply because he only has 2 depleted geysers right now.
Man, I mean, Fold is losing a lot of carriers, but yeah, TTF just the 3k. Just make turrets, I guess. That's all you can really do. Make more turrets. Alright, so carriers are moving out once again. Has he added more? No. Well, he added 1 more carrier, but now he has 2 observers with him. Apparently fearful of a cloaked wraith response from TTF, which is rather doubtful considering his gas count. And yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot TTF can do. I guess what he needs to do is just try to expand at both top right and at 9 o'clock. And assume that the carriers can't handle both. Nope, loses another one, man. Another carrier gone. TTF is doing a really good job with his Goliaths picking off the carriers. And Fold, he had some Dragoons.
Yeah, Fold finally has some okay ground army back, so he is a little better against TTF's Goliath army. I mean, TTF only has 2 tanks now. He has no gas to make any tanks whatsoever.
Alright, looks like SCV's trying to transfer, loses most of them, but a couple of them will be able to make it through. Goliaths cannot afford to lose Goliaths. There are a couple tanks up on this high ground, but DTs... Oh, mine drags. Oh, he could have mine dragged with the DTs. Oh, there's a scan. Okay, good. Good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Alright. So, looks like refocusing efforts over on this base, but this base doesn't have a whole lot to it. It's already been mined out, and Fold's not even going to bother with it. I mean, he could, but it just wastes interceptors he doesn't need to.
Mass vultures going out again. Trying. And 1 mine. Oh! 1 mine killed 3 High Templar.
Ooh, what's that?
Like, yeah, that hurt.
Alright. So, looks like these vultures are in fact going to kill off the base, or excuse me, the 9 o'clock base. Over in bottom right, these vultures are gonna try, the photon cannon goes down at least, but a lot more warping in. That's gonna be too much for the vultures to handle. Meanwhile, I mean, laying mines. That's what he should do. This pylon only needs 1 more hit to die, but alright. And Fold is... he still has a little bit of an excess of gas, using some of it on Archons. Not typically known to be a counter towards Goliaths, but really not a whole lot else he can do.
Well, it looks to me that TTF is really happy right now that he finally has his another gas, so he can make some more Goliath and tanks.
Fold recopied his army. Now the carriers are on 4. The Goliaths... Oh! Fold! 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 Don't do this! Never engage Goliaths just like that. It's always a terrible idea. It never matters how few Goliaths TTF has. It just does not work out.
What is Fold doing?
He's giving TTF a chance. Giving TTF a chance. That's what he's doing. Attack does not go well in the front there. There's still an okay number of tanks.
You gotta micro it out.
Oh man, but there's just so few Goliaths. There are so few Goliaths. Here we go. Here are all the Goliaths coming in. Not even gonna bother with the interceptors. Just going directly for the carriers. Fold!
Oh.
Fold! Wrong way, Fold! You gotta run! It's gonna cost him one more carrier. Boy. TTF.
Yeah, but Fold still got more than 3 bases mining.
Yeah.
Oh, we called his carriers in the top right.
GG.
GG.
Oh, man. Fold.
Recall master.
Yeah. Teaching us how to effectively recall in carriers. Wow, well played game. Well played game, and he's on his way to tying it up yet again for Asia Pacific. So, game number 2. Moving on to Fighting Spirits is going to be TTF's pick. We won't see him do what the other Terran did and go for Icarus, even if it is a more friendly 2-fact map. Alright. So, I'm happy. Because I did start off this cast today talking about how we don't see enough carriers. And even though I did not think carriers would work out on that map, and even though Fold lost a lot of carriers because of that map, it still worked in the end. It was fine, because that map got changed so that those inside expansions do not have gas anymore. Alright. So, right. This is primary. Use this in the, nope, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. In the 10 o'clock. That's a 10 o'clock position. 10 o'clock position as the red Terran is TTF. And in the 2 o'clock position as the yellow Protoss is Fold, who is up 1-0 right now over TTF. Man. I do have to say, I'm surprised by Asia Pacific. They're doing a really good job versus Russia. The team that beat Poland rather decisively.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about GBP, but it kind of looks like it.
Alright. So, now Fold's 12 necks barely worked out versus the 2-fact. But no, it doesn't look like he's going to try 12 necks again. Instead going to go Gateway first. And looks like he's going to get the barracks down. Not going to put the barracks quite at the wall. Or, excuse me, not quite at the ramp to wall. Instead, going to put it back just a little bit. Alright. So, I think TTF it's not a bad decision for him to go 2-fact once again here. But I think that the only thing he needs to change is to build more Marines. Like, he only had 4 Marines when going for his initial push. It was 4 Marines and 3 tanks. And then some Vultures ran by.
Yeah.
That just seems a little bit too light. I think he'd be better off. I think he would have been better off had he used a little bit of his extra money. Excuse me, a little bit extra money building up to 8 Marines and then moving out with that. Even if it costed him another SCV or two, I really think it would have been worth it. And it would have really prevented Fold from using his Dragoons to step forward. It's still amazing that Fold managed to pick off all 3 tanks and didn't lose a single Dragoon doing it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
But it doesn't look like a true factory from TTF, because no SCVs in the gas.
Alright. So, get in range.
Wait, what was Fold's build?
Fold's build? Just, like, it just went to 10-15 gate.
Yeah, 10-15 gate on this map.
Yeah.
Since when? That's why I was like... okay.
I mean... Gonna follow it up with a fast expansion. It's not the best for 10-15 gate, but... There's no strategy that doesn't work on Fighting Spirit. Not a single one.
Okay, chat people are saying it's not 10, 15.
It was 17?
Well, we will see. He even plays Nexus, so I would say it's a defensive version.
Alright.
In TTF, probably, yes, he is bunker rushing.
Interesting. He has an SCV, so scouting out the base, and it doesn't look like he was initially planning to do this, just doing it in reaction.
Yeah.
But this isn't a horribly unsafe build from Fold. I mean, it's an early Nexus, but it's really not that early. I don't know if he can get away with a bunker rush. And we have all the Marines now chasing a single probe, which sees the tank.
Just strange by TTF, because he is making tanks. Normally, if you bunker rush, you build a vulture because it will be faster to help you to push. But now it's some kind of fake double, I guess.
I don't know why he bothered to chase the probe back. That seemed really weird. But for whatever reason, he did do it. The Dragoons, I mean, Fold's pretty good with 4 Dragoons. Now the bunker's going down. They're going to step forward, loses 1 Dragoon, and no, he does not get the final shot off on the siege tank. The siege tank is going to live, and the bunker is not going to finish. It's going to get canceled because there's no more Marines there. And now...
Really nice.
Oh, man.
That was nice by Fold.
It's a weird decision by TTF. It just like it didn't seem like a good time to bunker rush. At all. Alright. So, Fold moving in with his 4 Dragoons now. Not a whole lot to defend, and I don't think he has any upgrades yet. I don't think he got the I don't think he got any vulture upgrades, and he's just now getting siege mode. So that's not going to be done. Oh, TTF needs to be very careful right now. He can really not afford to lose anything else. There are no injured Dragoons here. Huh. None of these Dragoons are injured, so it's not even like he has that kind of advantage. But he's going to go up onto the high ground. Barrack should be killed off here. Unless he only picks off SCVs. That'll work too. Alright, so that's going to be some nice kills for the Dragoons. As TTF, there we go. Siege mode is done now. I don't think that siege tank's going... Oh, the siege tank is in range. So, should probably pull back. There we go.
Close one.
Not a whole lot of damage. Not a whole lot of damage. This one took a little bit. And then shield stuff, but that's fine. Alright. So. Not a very good start for TTF to this game. He has the second factory up. So, I mean, he's going to be producing units. He does at least have the command center, but Fold now, once again, is going to have free reign to do whatever he wants in terms of a follow-up. He can go for any kind of tech pattern. It looks like he's going to go Reaver. Okay. And in addition to Reaver, he's also going to take a rather quick third.
Yeah, he scouted the vultures moving out with his observer. So yeah, Fold is in a pretty good lead because he has a good goon count. He has already the observatory and can scout what Terran is doing, and you can also get the third base up.
It does feel a little bit weird, because unlike going for DTs, the Reaver really doesn't help a whole lot and taking a third base, but I think he's ahead enough that it's really just not going to matter. So he'll be fine taking that. How much longer until that Reaver? Okay, Reaver's getting pretty close. TTF has thrown down his eBay. Any turrets? That's an armory. There is one turret in the natural, but it's not in a very good position. Really just there to try to stop DTs. So, alright. Going to see yet more Reavers today. With we've certainly had some varying levels of success so far. With how many SCVs they can pick off initially. Ooh, and TTF, it looks like he's now trying to push out. It's a really unfortunate time for him to be moving, as his units are just going to be that much farther away from getting back to defend against the Reaver, and there is still not a turret started. SCV sees it. That SCV might have been moving up there to try to set down the turret, but there we go. One SCV down. The rest of the SCVs are pulling back. Fold should be able to pick up some here. There's certainly more SCVs to kill, and there we go. And it doesn't actually kill the SCV, but it picks off the turret. And kind of needs to wait for the SCV to come back out. There we go.
TTF just sent in 2 vultures to die into the masked goon outside of Fold's natural. So yeah, the Reaver is denying mining for some time. So yeah, I guess Fold just gets more and more ahead.
And this natural really is vulnerable from an attack if he comes in from the right angle. The siege tanks are so far away and the turret's far away. He just needs to drop them. Well, now there's a turret going down in the right position. Still, though, I think he could drop something right here. And the turrets wouldn't quite be in range to do anything about it. But he doesn't have that good a vision over what TTF is doing, so he might not realize exactly how many turrets TTF is building. That could have been a lot worse. Doesn't know exactly how many turrets TTF is building and where they are. So I'm going to try once again. There is one turret over here, and a couple of mines surrounding this tank. He can drop the Zealot. Oh no. Oh, Fold. That is very unfortunate for him. Accidentally activating the mine, but he dropped the Zealot first to potentially tank any shots, but then didn't drop the Reaver late enough for the Zealot to have absorbed that mine hit. Alright.
TTF has his 3 SCVs in his main gas, not mining, because he was busy microing his vultures, so they are still not mining. Huh. I'm wondering when he will realize that. Oh, now he realized it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not like not having enough gas has ever stopped a Terran from winning a game.
Yeah, like last game, when he had not enough gas.
Nah, that never happened. It's fine.
That was just an illusion. I think that has too many goons for him to take the third base. Yeah?
Quite certainly. And these goons, they can't quite go for an attack. They don't have any speed lot support, but once the speed lot upgrade finishes for Fold, which I have to assume it's on the way. Yeah, it's on the way. Once that finishes, this is going to be a very weak position for TTF to try to defend. He really does not have a whole lot of mines, does not have a whole lot of vultures, just has 7 tanks, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Noise is pointing out that TTF has only 2 SCVs on the natural gas.
Yeah. Indeed he does. Alright. So, where are we with the Arbiter Tech? Arbiter Tech is just finishing up now. So Arbiter's still a little bit of a ways off, but not horribly out. Fold has decided to build a second Reaver, and is going to look to do some damage with it here. He's certainly doing a very good job of denying TTF's third for quite a while. And once TTF gets that third, he'll be in a much stronger position than he is now, because it won't be very hard to defend. But until then, it's really just going to cost him economically, as Fold is building his fourth Nexus. Looks like some vultures are heading down that direction, but way too many goons here, and they're going to be able to pick that off. There's a shuttle. I don't know what Fold is going to be able to do with his second Reaver here. Because TTF, I mean, he's obviously playing a very turtley style, so everything is just going to end up being protected, but it looks like Fold might be going in at the angle that will be most beneficial to him.
Oh, at the top base, he's tried to delay even more, but tanks were in good position, and he's now using the shuttle to delay it with the zealots and Reaver, but he should realize that there are too many turrets and tanks there.
Yeah. Fold, I mean, delaying this is obviously a really good thing, but Fold needs to be careful to not invest too much in stopping this.
Here we go.
Reaver's dropped. It's going to get one scare off. It actually has not taken a whole lot of damage so far, just losing its shields. And
retreat.
Back up.
Retreat. Get the Reaver.
Alright. Alright. So, Fold gonna throw away a couple more Dragoons in trying to deny that, and bringing up more. He really needs to retreat with that, because the battle's finally lost here. TTF has enough tanks to not only keep some at the front, but really overwhelm goons that were trying to keep the third under control. So he just needs to stop doing that. He does have Arbiters up, and does have some High Templar. Had some great storms last game. Certainly be looking to do that again. I assume the storm upgrade is done. And has a very...
Oh, vultures catching the probes.
Yes, caught that at the same
nice
time.
One.
And... yeah. So that's some nice damage. But really, though, TTF is starting to fall pretty far behind here. 118 to 179. That's more than a 60 supply lead.
He's just crawling forward slowly with tanks turrets like last game.
I don't even know how far forward he's going. I think he's just getting far enough to take the third and stopping.
Well, this game he's harassing more vultures because he had to add on factories until 5 before he could place his third command center. But yeah, he's still behind economically and in supply. I mean, Fold is maxed. Really? He's like maxed. So, and he's also adding on many more gateways. So yeah, I don't think any chance for TTF right now.
Yeah.
So many zealots.
I mean, it is fighting spirit, and he does have 3 bases, so he can turtle in very sharply on this, but it's a matter of, can he actually make anything happen once he gets up to 170 supply? Can he really make that first push do something? Because it needs to do a lot. Fold's on 6 bases at this point. Double the amount of bases TTF is on. Are we... no. I'm thinking... there we go. Getting the energy upgrade for the Arbiters now. a line of Zealots coming into attack here. That is, turns out to be not Zealot tight. Zealots are going to sneak in here, and it's just a whole mess of speedlots to open up this attack. The tanks are far in the back, so the Zealots aren't actually going to be attacking them for a while here. Is this attack going to work out for Fold? It's such a hard position for him to get into. And the Vultures managed to come back at the right time. Nah, this really is not going to work out very well for him. Especially when he just kind of holds position and units on the ramp.
There he should go back, like... Maybe not. Maybe he wants... But he has a good amount of zealots, but they are just not attacking the tanks.
In the bottom position, while Fold is attacking, though, a drop is doing a lot of damage to him, apparently. Tank drop coming in? No. Never mind, that was not what got all the kills. Alright, tank drop coming in, though, and that should be able to disrupt mining here from Fold. So, I mean, pretty good swing of events for TTF right here. I mean, he cut the supply lead from 60 to 30. And he's doing some economic pressure that's really not reflected in the supply at the moment. Dragoons, they are on a move. Okay, good. Will not be attacked by the minefield. Can the tanks get the Nexus before the Dragoons get there? They do have some mines to shoot through, and no, they're not going to be able to get there in time. So, couple of Dragoons coming up. And the tank was already injured. Oh man, very close.
In those situations, I'm wondering why Protoss users just don't take their probes and attack the tanks. I mean, it's just two tanks close together. Just take your probes and attack it. Even when, I mean, he only had one defense upgrade, so the probes will finally be able to kill it.
Yeah, I think that might have been the right idea in that situation. Fold, I mean, he's max supply, so he does need to attack, but, oh god, these attacks, they're just so...
Oh, stasis!
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, he has to do something, or else TTF will catch up, so it's okay to do these attacks. Because he's also killing SCVs and just delaying the attacks from TTF. I mean, he has a big bank in the back, so he can just attack. Oh, even storm the SCVs. That's like... Always when a Protoss is storming my drones in the middle of the attack, I know that I should leave the game.
Alright. Well, this attack for Fold is actually going really well. That stasis...
Oh, that storms.
The stasis just contributed so much here. Finally coming out, so TTF will be able to defend, but the command center took a lot of damage, forced to lift off, lost obviously a lot of SCVs, and did lose a good number of units as well. As TTF is now once again down to just about 100 supply. And really does not have any economy. The natural is almost mined out, and this third base is not mining for him.
Yeah, and even if it would be mining, he has nearly no SCVs, and Fold is nearly remaxed again.
Alright. So, we have some Dark Templar. Dark Templar aren't going to be able to do a whole lot here, but Fold did use the Dark Templar very successfully when TTF decided to move out. So, it's a nice thing to just have around. It's not as if there's something that Fold drastically lacks in his army at the moment. TTF trying to move him in with the Vultures, but Fold's just playing safely.
There's one tank at a 6 o'clock base, which is just spacing out. Oh, no. Now he's shooting.
Darn tanks in their vision range. Alright. So, tank gets cleaned up rather quickly. Man, I don't know what TTF's next step is here, because
I think it's GG.
Yeah, he can. I mean, if he just sits here, he's gonna mine out, or at least mine to just being on one base. He
Yeah,
has.
but he can't push out
Yeah.
because he has like no map presence whatsoever. So the moment he's vulnerable, he will get stasis and stormed and just die. And even if he would win the fight, he can't reinforce.
Yeah. We need. He had a dropship.
TTF really needs a miracle.
He needs. Excuse me. He needs his, wherever that dropship went, or if the dropship's dead, remake it. Put an SCV in it. Then do hidden expo.
Recall at the 12.
Indeed. Fold, trying to get some units up and attacking across the bridge, but that's not working out. Just to cover for this recall. And recall, it does something. Not a whole lot, but really, again, it doesn't matter for Fold. Fold just needs 2 waste units. Because if he's sitting on 200 and not attacking...
There's another Arbiter coming at the top.
Oh, there we go.
Oh!
Another big recall, soon enough that it didn't even allow enough time for the D-Matrix to wear off. But the tanks take it out very quickly, and now... This...
In the middle we have it! The Mana Nexus.
Oh man. I saw the first one thrown down, but... Alright. That's cute, Fold. It's cute. Repping your Asia-Pacific pride. Alright. So... the recall almost works. He almost managed to punch through this base, and he did kill off a lot of SCVs, but it's still mining for the time being. Yeah, that's 4 Nexuses. Nexi.
We have another recall at the 12.
And...
Clock base.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh, close.
Man.
Recall just before the EMP hit.
Alright, GG from TTF. And Fold. Wow.
Fold wins 2-0.
Fold goes 2-0. That's a surprise here. Beating TTF 2-0, and Asia Pacific is tied up with Russia again, despite forfeiting a set 2-2.
Interesting.